Did you ever see that shit where Keanu Reeves was preparing for John Wick 2? Did
Yeah,
you
I was
see
there.
that video? Oh, you were there?
Well, I wasn't. Okay, so I was there, not for that particular video that went viral, but I was there one day when he was training.
Keanu Reeves is that action star who really knows how to light up the screen. Seriously, who doesn't enjoy a well-crafted action scene? Reeves has devoted his entire career to this genre, with iconic roles in the Matrix saga and the hit John Wick series being the standout highlights. Then there's Joe Rogan, who always has something interesting to say, especially about Hollywood. Recently, on his podcast, he made a jaw-dropping claim that left film fans shocked. Hollywood might have turned against Keanu Reeves, of all people. According to Rogan, the industry has allegedly banned him for being too controversial. Can you believe it? What's going on behind the scenes that would lead to this? Are we really living in a world where Hollywood is afraid of a little controversy? Stick with us and find out. Why is Keanu Reeves a threat to Hollywood? Whether he's dodging bullets in The Matrix or taking down bad guys in John Wick, Keanu Reeves has always been a Hollywood favorite. But what makes him even more legendary isn't just the action-packed roles. It's his down-to-earth, humble nature. Like, this guy has always somehow managed to dodge the celebrity ego. Fans love him not just for his movies, but for his random acts of kindness and generosity. So how did Keanu freaking Reeves go from being Hollywood's golden boy to someone too controversial for the same industry that once adored him? Well, Joe Rogan's got all the tea. You see, Hollywood's game is changing, and Keanu hasn't been playing by the rules. I mean, while Hollywood is obsessed with carefully crafted images, Reeves is out here doing his own thing, not really caring about fitting into any mold. But apparently, Hollywood's executives are starting to think he's a bit too cool for comfort. His refusal to conform to the industry's increasingly strict standards is now seen as a problem, not a breath of fresh air. Sure, Hollywood likes to celebrate artistic freedom, but let's be real. It's still a well-oiled machine. Everyone's expected to behave a certain way, think a certain way, and act predictably. But Keanu? Nah. He's out here living a low-key life, riding motorcycles and making his own choices. Fans love it. After all, they see authenticity. Yet, Hollywood seems to be scratching its head, wondering if he's too unpredictable for their finely tuned system. Rogan's take on the situation digs into something deeper: control. The Hollywood landscape is shifting. Streaming platforms are taking over. Social media gives everyone a voice, and everything's become a little more political. In this climate, Hollywood is a lot more picky about who it backs. And Keanu's "I don't want to play this game" attitude? Well, that might be rubbing some people the wrong way. What's interesting is that Keanu's so-called controversy isn't about any scandal. There are no TMZ-worthy moments or Twitter meltdowns. It's just that he refuses to do what's expected. In today's Hollywood, where celebs are under pressure to take a stance on every social or political issue, Reeves just focuses on his craft. No grandstanding, no speeches, just work. And somehow that quiet neutrality is seen as rebellious, even dangerous, in an industry that increasingly demands its stars pick a side. These days, people want realness. They're more interested in stars who are human, flaws and all. And that's exactly what Keanu Reeves offers. A guy who doesn't fall for the Hollywood hype and just stays true to himself. Ironically, this very authenticity might be why he's become a target in an industry that's trying to tighten its grip. Rogan's insights point out how big corporate interests are shaping Hollywood's choices. As media conglomerates take over, there's less space for individuality or, dare we say, rebellion. Everything, from movie choices to how stars behave, has to fit neatly into the corporate playbook. What's more, if Hollywood really is shutting out Keanu, it could signal a shift in the kinds of stories the industry is willing to tell. Reeves has always been drawn to movies that make you question everything, The Matrix being a prime example. These are the kinds of films that challenge the status quo, asking audiences to think beyond the surface. But with Hollywood's current obsession with blockbuster franchises and merchandise, those thought-provoking stories might not fit the formula anymore. It's all about selling action figures and making sequels now, and Keanu's approach could be seen as too risky for the corporate bottom line. And banning someone like Keanu? That's a huge red flag about Hollywood's shrinking tolerance for difference. This was once an industry that thrived on rebels and misfits, people who broke the rules and made unforgettable art. Some of the greatest filmmakers and actors were those who didn't follow the script, literally and figuratively. But, as Rogan points out, Hollywood is slamming the door on that tradition. With the rise of social media, every move is dissected by millions, and studios are becoming more scared of backlash. One wrong move, one unpopular opinion, and you're canceled. Hollywood just isn't willing to take those kinds of risks anymore. But why would Hollywood go after someone as chill and non-confrontational as Keanu? Well, it could be less about him personally and more about sending a warning to other stars. The new rules of being a celebrity. Obviously, it's a power move. Don't think for a second you can step outside the box or go rogue. They're basically showing that even a slight deviation from the norm won't be tolerated. This also makes you wonder about the future of celebrity culture. For a while now, being an actor has come with an unspoken rule. You've got to be an activist, too. Fans and the industry expect you to take a stand on political and social issues. But Keanu, he's always kept his personal views private, focusing on his work rather than public discourse. In today's world, though, silence can be seen as taking the wrong side, and not speaking out might get you labeled as out of touch or, worse, complicit. Now let's jump to the modern era. Sure, the way Hollywood controls its stars has evolved, but the underlying power dynamics haven't changed much. Back in the day, studios had all the control, but now, public perception is everything, and it's largely shaped by social media. With platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, celebrities can connect directly with fans. But there's a catch. This direct line to audiences means every move they make is under a microscope, and the line between an actor's public persona and private life has basically disappeared. So while stars like Keanu might enjoy more freedom to interact with fans, they're also facing more scrutiny than ever. The blurring of personal and public life has piled on new pressures for actors. It's no longer enough to just deliver on screen. Now, celebrities are judged on their beliefs, opinions, and even their decision to stay quiet. In this high-stakes game of perception, someone like Keanu Reeves, who has always steered clear of controversy and kept his personal life on the down low, stands out as a rare breed. And, ironically, this very approach may be what makes him controversial in today's Hollywood. Hollywood itself has become increasingly political. It's not just reflected in the films and TV shows, but in the industry's day-to-day operations. The big movements like Me Too and Time's Up have shaken things up, exposing power imbalances and demanding a reckoning with Hollywood's darker side. After these wake-up calls, the industry has become hyper-aware of how it's perceived. Now, studios, actors, and filmmakers are expected to publicly align with progressive values just to stay in the game. And for someone like Keanu, who has spent his career keeping a low profile and staying away from political declarations, this new demand feels more like a mismatch. This whole situation highlights a bigger issue about what Hollywood now considers controversial. In past eras, Keanu would be the ultimate Hollywood star, talented, humble, hardworking, and scandal-free. But in today's climate, where every celebrity is expected to be an activist, his quietness almost feels like a rebellion against the system. And that's where the friction lies. The industry wants its stars to take a stand, and Keanu's decision to keep things private is now seen as a kind of defiance. This isn't just affecting actors, it's shaping the kind of content Hollywood is churning out. Nowadays, movies and TV shows aren't just about entertaining. They've become platforms for social commentary. Audiences want to see stories that reflect the issues they care about, and as a result, Hollywood's productions are more political than ever before. It's a new era, and Keanu's old-school approach to fame might be what's clashing with this new cultural landscape. Studios these days are putting their money where their ideology is, picking projects and actors that fit a specific narrative. If you're vocal about the right causes, you're in. If you're not, like Keanu Reeves, who stays out of the political talk, you're suddenly the odd one out. Hollywood's new game requires actors to align their personal beliefs with their roles, blurring the line between who they are on and off screen. This lack of separation between the artist and the art is more pronounced than ever. Another possible reason for this alleged ban could simply be that Hollywood just can't figure him out. Reeves, with his mysterious charm and disinterest in typical celebrity life, might be too unpredictable for an industry that thrives on control. Hollywood likes its stars manageable, polished, predictable, and easy to market. Keanu, who quietly donates to charity, rides the subway, and has zero interest in social media, is a throwback to an older kind of stardom that doesn't quite fit the Instagram-fueled celebrity culture of today. In an industry that thrives on controlling public perception, someone like Reeves, who's impossible to pigeonhole, is a wild card, and Hollywood doesn't do wild cards. Reeves' film choices might also play into this controversy. He's not exactly starring in fluffy romantic comedies or superhero franchises. His movies, like The Matrix, dig into deep philosophical questions about reality, power, and control. They make people think, question authority, and, in some ways, challenge the very systems that Hollywood thrives on. It's almost as if Keanu's career mirrors his on-screen characters. While everyone else is plugged into the Hollywood machine, he's out there, like Neo, refusing to play by their rules. Keanu Reeves' path to creative control. But here's the twist. Keanu doesn't need Hollywood to survive. He's already branched out into streaming with Always Be My Maybe on Netflix and hit the gaming scene hard with Cyberpunk 2077. The lines between film, gaming, and digital media are blurrier than ever, and Keanu's proven he can thrive in this hybrid space. His ability to move between traditional films, indie projects, and digital platforms means he's not chained to Hollywood's approval. In fact, the rise of streaming and independent media is making Hollywood's grip on content creators weaker by the day. If Keanu really has been sidelined by the big studios, he could easily turn to streaming platforms or launch his own independent projects. Crowdfunding, streaming, even NFTs. There are so many ways for big-name stars like him to bypass the old system. With his reputation and fan base, Keanu could raise funds for a new project without breaking a sweat, and Hollywood would have no say in it. This shift in power gives stars like Keanu the ultimate freedom to create without the constraints of the studio system. Maybe being too unpredictable for Hollywood is actually the best thing that's happened to him. The explosion of platforms like YouTube and Twitch has completely changed the way stars can connect with fans, offering actors a direct line to their audience that Hollywood just can't control. Keanu Reeves already dipped into this space with his role in Cyberpunk 2077, which turned into a cultural moment, largely thanks to his involvement. The gaming industry is now a multi-billion-dollar behemoth, outpacing the movie business. With projects like Cyberpunk 2077, Keanu tapped into a younger, tech-savvy crowd who might not have been around during The Matrix or John Wick days. Then there's social media, where stars can speak directly to fans. Take Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for example. He's built an empire by being his own PR machine, launching projects and connecting with his audience on his terms. Ryan Reynolds does it too, dropping hilarious content on YouTube or Instagram without needing Hollywood's approval. And while Keanu has famously stayed away from social media, the current landscape might make him reconsider. If he ever wanted to jump in, he could easily use platforms like Instagram or YouTube to engage with fans without dealing with all the Hollywood noise. And it's not just about social media or gaming either. The indie film world is booming. With the tools for filmmaking more accessible, directors and actors are moving away from big-budget blockbusters to tell deeper, more unconventional stories. Festivals like Sundance and Cannes have shown there's a huge appetite for these types of films. Keanu, with his philosophical, boundary-pushing roles in films like The Matrix and A Scanner Darkly, could totally thrive in this indie space. Indie studios like A24, which love taking risks on unique projects, would probably be eager to work with him. Hollywood may be turning its back, but the indie world? They'd roll out the red carpet for him. Keanu's down-to-earth persona and his Hollywood outsider vibe could actually be a huge win in today's climate. Audiences are more skeptical than ever of Hollywood and the fake celebrity culture it promotes. They're craving authenticity, and Keanu's whole attitude is exactly what people are looking for. His refusal to get caught up in the usual celebrity circus, stay glued to social media, or constantly push a brand makes him feel real. That's why fans love him. He's genuine in a world that feels increasingly staged. So while Hollywood might see him as controversial for not playing the game, it's those very traits that could set him up for an even bigger connection with fans outside the traditional system. If anything, Keanu might be one of the few stars who doesn't need Hollywood to remain relevant. His authenticity speaks louder than any blockbuster ever could. The rise of cancel culture and Hollywood's increasing focus on political and social issues have left many fans disillusioned, feeling that the art of storytelling is being overshadowed by ideological messaging. This cultural shift could actually work to Keanu's advantage. In an age where fans are craving authentic, meaningful content, Keanu is perfectly positioned to thrive. His past work, especially in films like The Matrix, shows that he's naturally drawn to stories that challenge the status quo and dive deep into philosophical and thought-provoking ideas. If he continues to pursue projects like these, he's likely to win over even more of the audience that's turning away from mainstream Hollywood fare in favor of something deeper and more real. Reeves has also shown an interest in international projects, which could be a key strategy moving forward. His work in 47, Ronin may not have been a box office hit, but it highlighted his willingness to explore cultural crossovers and global cinema. With the film industry becoming more globally interconnected, Keanu could easily take on more international roles and even co-productions that blend Hollywood with markets like India, China, or Europe. In fact, Bollywood, with its lavish storytelling and massive fan base, presents a prime opportunity for Reeves. A Reeves-led action film in Bollywood could blend Hollywood spectacle with Indian storytelling in a way that resonates with both markets. The growing popularity of co-productions, where studios from different countries collaborate to create films that appeal to international audiences, could offer Reeves even more creative freedom. These projects often don't come with the same ideological pressures as Hollywood productions, allowing actors to take on roles that challenge them without having to conform to the typical Hollywood formula. Whether it's teaming up with European auteurs or diving into Bollywood, Keanu could find a perfect balance between commercial success and artistic freedom. Ultimately, the qualities that may make Reeves controversial in Hollywood, his rejection of celebrity culture, avoidance of political activism, and focus on global storytelling, are exactly what set him up for long-term success in today's evolving media landscape. Hollywood might be shifting, but Keanu Reeves has the tools, reputation, and fan base to continue thriving on his own terms. Keanu Reeves's potential move into Bollywood or other international markets reflects a broader truth about modern fame. It's no longer limited by geography or tethered to a single industry. His global appeal, combined with his craft-first approach, would allow him to bypass Hollywood's demands for ideological conformity and image control. International audiences, less concerned with celebrity activism, might even embrace Reeves precisely for his avoidance of Hollywood's political sphere, focusing on his talents and characters instead. To them, Reeves's independence from Hollywood's often insular environment could be seen as a strength rather than a liability. The rise of emerging technologies and platforms also presents Reeves with exciting opportunities. The immersive experiences offered by virtual reality and augmented reality are redefining storytelling, and Reeves is already well-versed in these formats, thanks to his role in Cyberpunk 2077. With video games becoming a dominant form of entertainment, Reeves is in a prime position to bridge the gap between cinema and gaming, a move that allows him to connect with younger, tech-savvy audiences. The potential for interactive storytelling, powered by AI and digital environments, could revolutionize how actors like Reeves engage with their fans. Imagine an interactive world where Reeves' characters come to life, evolving based on user choices in fully immersive settings. This would place him at the forefront of the technological revolution reshaping the entertainment industry. Reeves also stands to benefit from the continued growth of niche streaming platforms, which are creating new avenues for actors seeking creative control. Platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and smaller genre-specific services have proven that there is a market for unique experimental content. Producing or directing could be a natural next step for Reeves. With decades of experience working alongside iconic directors and a deep understanding of action, choreography, and visual effects, Reeves has the knowledge and artistic sensibility to take on more behind-the-scenes roles. By producing or directing, he would not only secure more creative freedom, but also align his projects with his personal values, crafting stories that reflect his unique vision of entertainment. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments. How do you think Keanu Reeves' career will evolve in the future? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.